know Alex Eala? Like, you didn't know these facts about her.
Alexandra Eala's dream run!
There's a moment unfolding right now that the entire Philippines cannot stop talking about, and it has absolutely nothing to do with a trophy, a final score, or a podium ceremony. It's something far rarer than any of that. Jessica Soho, the woman who has sat across from presidents, documented national crises, and spent decades shaping the way ordinary Filipinos understand their world, was spotted courtside, standing up, clapping, visibly overcome. Not in her capacity as a journalist, as a Filipino. Watching a 20-year-old from Quezon City accomplish something no one from this country has ever done before. When Jessica Soho rises to her feet, the nation tends to follow. That's not hyperbole. That's simply who she is. So when she stood and applauded Alex Eala not once, but repeatedly, it meant something. Something that cut far deeper than tennis. This isn't a story about rankings or clay court statistics. This is a story about a country falling completely and without apology in love with one of its own. Alex Eala left home at 13 years old. 13. While most kids her age were still figuring out middle school, she was boarding a flight to Murcia, Spain, to train at the Rafa Nadal Academy, one of the most demanding tennis programs anywhere on the planet. Nobody was paying particularly close attention back then. She was just another left-handed prodigy grinding through ITF events, match after match, with little recognition and zero guarantee that any of it would ever pay off. But she kept going, quietly, relentlessly, year after year. And then Miami 2025 happened and everything exploded. She entered the Miami Open as a wild card, an afterthought on paper. The kind of player a draw produces but rarely remembers. Except Alex Eala refused to be forgotten. She tore through the bracket. She defeated Madison Keys. Then, in a sequence that had Filipinos screaming at their phones at 2 in the morning, she took down Aryna Sabalenka, the world number 2, a multiple Grand Slam champion back-to-back, as a wild card. She reached the semifinals, becoming the first Filipino in history to ever get that far. And in doing so, she cracked into the world's top 100 for the very first time. The Philippines didn't just celebrate, it erupted. What followed wasn't a flash in the pan. It was a season, a real, undeniable, chapter-by-chapter season of growth. She reached her first WTA Tour final at Eastbourne. She captured her first WTA 125 title in Guadalajara. She closed out 2025 ranked world number 50, a career high. She appeared on the cover of Vogue Philippines. Her face dominated billboards from Manila to Makati. And then came the comparison that carries more cultural weight in the Philippines than almost anything else. People started saying her name in the same breath as Manny Pacquiao. She wasn't just a rising tennis star anymore. She had become a national symbol. 2026 arrived, and she kept moving. She reached the semifinals at the ASB Classic in both singles and doubles. Then came the Australian Open, her main draw debut in Melbourne, where something almost surreal unfolded. Filipino fans showed up in such overwhelming numbers that the crowds reportedly caused traffic jams around Court 6 at a tennis venue, because people simply wanted a glimpse of her. Traffic jams at a tennis match. That tells you everything. Former Philippine tennis star Cecile Mamiat, soon to be inducted into the Philippine Sports Hall of Fame, put it plainly: the pressure Alex carries isn't breaking her, it's sharpening her. The academy, the years of sacrifice, the fight baked into her, all of it points in one direction, upward. And that's exactly what makes watching her so compelling right now. She's not a finished product. She's not the polished, decorated version of this story yet. She's still becoming messy, brilliant, evolving, and every single match adds another brushstroke to something that is still being painted in real time. That's precisely why Jessica Soho's words hit so hard. She didn't just praise Alex. She gave her something every athlete at this level needs far more than technique: belief. She told her to stay mentally strong, to carry expectations without being crushed by them, to keep building. It wasn't a celebrity chasing a photo opportunity. It was a woman who has witnessed enough history to recognize when she's sitting right inside it. Alex Eala's rise has also begun reshaping the country she left behind. In January 2026, the Philippines hosted its first ever WTA-sanctioned event, the inaugural Philippine Women's Open. That tournament exists in no small part because of what she proved was possible. She didn't just raise her own ceiling, she raised her entire nation's ceiling along with her. So when Jessica Soho says that Alex is already the champion of the Philippines title or no title, she isn't being sentimental, she's being precise. Because championships now live in more places than trophies. They live in little girls picking up a racket for the first time. Because they finally see someone who looks like them competing at the highest level. They live in Philippine flags appearing in stadiums across Madrid, Stuttgart, and Melbourne. They live in traffic jams outside Court 6. Here in Madrid at the iconic Caja Magica, that electric, clay-dusted arena nestled inside Parque de Manzanares Eala, arrived ranked world number 44, a figure that just 12 months ago would have sounded like a dream too bold to say out loud. Her first-round opponent was Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, a Grand Slam finalist, a veteran, a player who has seen and survived every version of pressure this sport can manufacture. On paper, it was supposed to be a test of experience versus momentum. What actually happened was a statement. Eala took it 6-3, 6-3, clean, controlled, authoritative, no panic, no hesitation, just a player who knows exactly who she is becoming. And then there's the doubles thread running through Madrid, and honestly through this entire season. Her partner Zeynep Sonmez isn't some tactical pairing assembled on a spreadsheet. These two have been building a genuine friendship since they first crossed paths at an ITF event in France back in 2023. Over years of sharing the same demanding circuit, something real grew between them. Trust, mutual respect, the kind of bond that only forms when two people truly understand what the other is going through. The night before they faced each other in singles at the Abu Dhabi Open earlier this year, they sat down for a 4-hour dinner. Not a quick meal, not a strategy session. Just two friends talking, laughing, and quietly acknowledging what the next day would mean. Eala won the match, but what that evening revealed about who these two people are matters far more than any scoreline ever could. So when they stepped onto Court 7 together at the Caja Magica against Chan Hao-ching, a former world number 5 in doubles, and Fanny Stolar, ranked inside the top 30, nobody expected a real fight. They went down 0-2 early. A few loose moments, slightly out of rhythm. The specialists looked comfortable, and then the match completely flipped. From 0-2, Eala and Sonmez won 6 straight games. They didn't just recover, they took over. Game by game, they dismantled the opposition's rhythm, and the experienced pairing on the other side had no answer for the chemistry pouring out of the Filipino-Turkish duo. What started as a lesson became a masterclass in connection. In a match that was supposed to belong to experience, it was trust that won. The clay season is far from over. Next comes the Catalonia Open, then the Italian Open in Rome, a stop in Parma, and then the biggest stage of them all, Roland Garros in Paris. Roland Garros isn't just another Grand Slam. It is the most physically punishing, emotionally charged, and historically loaded tournament in tennis. And Alex Eala will walk onto the Parisian clay carrying everything she has learned and everything she is still learning as the representative of a nation holding its breath with every single point. She belongs there. Miami proved it. Madrid is reinforcing it. And every match between now and Paris is another page in a story that is still being written. She is 20 years old. She is building a legacy in real time. And the world is only just beginning to pay attention.